Woman to Woman. I'm your girl Val Devereaux, and I'm accompanied by my best good friend and co-host, Shelby True. So our first topic for today is going to be, how do you maintain friendships when in a relationship? Now, I'm sure this is something that a lot of us can relate to. I know I've had to deal with it myself. What about you, True?
Yes, I have a lot of associates and multiple best friends, so I have been in a relationship where that was kind of difficult to balance, or I forgot to have that balance. Mm-hmm.
Now, I know, when we first get into a relationship, sometimes we in that, can't eat, can't sleep stage without bae. And we just kind of forget to, keep in touch with our friends, or maybe sometimes even our family. And, that can lead to, our friends and family, feeling neglected. So today we're going to talk about, different ways that, we can avoid that happening. Now, I'm sure we're probably not doing it on purpose or, but we want to just take a minute to think about how that might make our friends feel. I mean, think about how you would feel if you had a friend who you talk to every day, kicked it with every week or something, or someone who's been in your life forever. And then suddenly, you get MIA after you hook up with a new boo.
I try to ignore it, but I know being that person on the outside looking in, that is hard to ignore, and we do that a lot because every moment, even if you're free, like I've done it, okay? Even if I'm free, I'm sitting and I'm reserving time just in case he calls. So your girlfriend, she'll call, like, oh, you want to kick it? No, I'm busy, or you just simply tell her that you're waiting for him, but all of your time is occupied by this new person, and that can start issues in your friendship if someone notices, and it's just not good because you don't know what to do when he's not around.
So what we got to do is we got to try to find a way to balance the two.
Yeah.
That goes, that takes me back to episode 3, how to not lose me, and when we becoming a part of we. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna try to tie everything in that we bring to you guys. But it's all going to be relevant, to help you have a happy relationship. So I know that, it can be kind of difficult because, when you first get with somebody, you that's all you want to do. You want to be with them, and you kind of just don't really want to talk to nobody else. It's all about them. You're trying to get in tune with them. But, we sometimes we neglect people who are important to us in our lives. And that's not a good thing because you don't want anybody to feel slighted just because you got a relationship. We should all we should be able to deal with the two at the same time. What you think, True?
Well, as people, I feel I don't like to hear this phrase, although it's been me before, a very relatable subject. We always say my lover, he's my best friend, he or she. Or my husband is my best friend, my wife is my best friend, my boyfriend, he's my everything. When true enough, most of us who say this, who take on this, as a reality, we probably have non-platonic friends already, friends of years. Like, we've been friends for about 10 years. I have a best friend of 17 years. Like, those people, those are your best friends. Mm-hmm. And then your mate is your companion. And we always need to separate the two. How do you do it? I know I'm not going to say I don't know, because what you will experience if you make your lover and your mate your best friend, that you're going to get tired of that, and you're going to begin to miss your folks, your friends, and everything like that. So if you are in that lifestyle, you'll come out eventually when you get tired of.
I think for me personally, I start to get tired of the person quicker.
Right, and
I don't
he
want
gets
nobody up
tired
on
of
the
her.
minute.
Like
Right.
it's definitely like, oh, you coming again?
Right.
I'm going to the nail shop where it's boring. You're coming?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody under me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I think actually though, I think at the end of the day, if the one who you found is truly the right one for you, he will encourage you to keep your friendships and keep your own identity. If he's not for you, then he'll be somebody that you don't need to be with in the first place, because he gonna give you some red signs. If he's like wanting and demanding all of your time, it's them. Those are warning signs to me.
Well, okay, so managing your friendships while in a relationship can be a good thing. Both parties can agree by simply noticing or mentioning this in the beginning. Hey, I have a male friend, or I have a best friend that goes everywhere with me, and he probably will, she ain't going anywhere with us, but he will already know that you have this very close friendship. Like the people that you already care about or are involved with, you need to make that clear when you start your relationship. It should never be oh, here's my friend, can she come? Like, no, you have to definitely still communicate within the relationship. I feel that will avoid, that will avoid. I mean, some people are just clingy, and then now you're coming with me and my friend. But whatever the case may be, they should know. You don't want to, just spring that on anybody.
Yeah. I know I had a situation where my best friend was a male, and I was in a relationship at the time, and the person I was dealing with was very, very, very intimidated by my male best friend. I mean, my male best friend was a bodybuilder. He was a good looking dude. And he was just, he could not understand that this like my brother. It was
no man's gonna understand.
Yeah, it was nothing to it, but it's not like I tried to hide him from him or anything. Right. He knew who he was. We all worked at the same place, and I told him before we started dating, that's my best friend, because he asked me, he's like, I see you with dude all the time. I said, that's my best friend. Right. That's like my brother. And we truly did. A lot of people don't understand that you really can have that type of relationship with a male. A male and female, they can truly be friends.
As I mentioned, non-platonic, and I say that when I looked into what platonic mean, it did have an affectionate and sexual involvement as part of the definition. So when I said that no man will understand that, that's just your brother or your cousin, that's not true. We're speaking about the insecure, because that will be someone would have to be insecure to have an issue with your friends when I'm introducing you to this guy. I'm going to introduce you to the guy that I'm cheating on you with.
He made me so mad. I told him, I said, look at him and look at you. Now, if I was with him, would I be with you?
See, he asked for it, though.
He did.
I mean, how far do I have to go?
Because he got on my nerve with that. And I'm like, dude is over our house. He at the barbecues. It's like, he helping with stuff. This my friend. He got a girlfriend.
Right.
We ain't together like that. There would be no you if it was me and him.
Now, here's the question of the loyalty. When that happens to you and your mate or your partner won't let up on it, what do you do? To
me, that's a red flag.
But what do you do?
Well, for me personally, I did not let go of my friend. To me, it was a red flag. It made me start, paying more attention to other issues. I felt like he wanted to isolate me from not only my friends, but my family as well. And, some people, that for him in particular, that was a control mechanism. He didn't want anybody to be able to tell me anything.
Right, anything.
Anything.
Or see or witness. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So once again, I asked the question of when your mate pretty much wants you to choose or is insecure.
You gotta have that sit down and you just gotta let them know. Look, either you gonna stop it or we can't. We can't rock and roll.
Right.
We can't be together.
And my answer for that, when it comes down to choosing or being, loyal to one, my loyalty is still in me, and I would choose the one who has a stronger and positive impact on my life. There's no way someone that just came in and is mad that I'm still around my best friend, even if it's a male or a female, and I'm just going to be like, well, I'm going to stop rocking with my friend. Right. No, I'm not.
And they've been there all this time.
Right. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. Maybe you're not the one.
Right.
For me.
So that's something, ladies and men as well. We need to look at that. We need to take that as a red flag, because it definitely is. That can tell you that this person is insecure. We can tell you that this person is possessive and controlling. They definitely selfish.
Definitely.
Definitely. because I'm sure that they don't let go of their friends and their family.
You said possessive, okay?
Yeah, possessive.
Like, are you serious? Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, ladies, when you come upon that, recognize it when you see it, because it's real.
Yes.
You know, and you know, it can be balanced. You know, I think that, you know, I do have a couple of different ways.
I do too.
That you can balance it, and it's not hard. You know, you just have to, like we said in episode 3, you got to maintain your own identity. You know, it's okay to be in love and, you know, come together as one, but in the thick of things, we still individual people. You know, you still got to stay true to yourself first.
Right.
You know.
I have one way. I remember I did Thanksgiving. I did with my coworkers, like as 2 couples. You know, hey, you and your guy come over, and me and mine will mix. This is a past situation, but so maybe mixing in the friends, like having get-togethers. Where they meet, you know, everybody gets to meet and socialize and see
group activities.
Right, break the ice. You can do things like that versus just, you know.
We tried to do that at one point. Yeah. Me and my best friend at the time, we tried to do a paintball get together.
Okay.
Oh, everybody was in except that fool I was with.
Yep. Okay, so we already know. Right, you said was with.
Was.
Right.
Past tense.
This
everybody was excited about it. Oh, that sounds like fun. I always wanted to try it.
Let's light it up.
Let's do it. Oh, this fool, I don't want to go. Why?
Right.
You know, you could plan group activities and y'all can all get together. And that way everybody can get to know him. He can get to know everybody, and, you know, he can get to a comfort level with them. Right. You know, and so if he is insecure, you know, and he kick it with y'all together, then maybe, you know, that'll free up some of those issues that he have, and he'll realize, well, you know, they just friends. You know, they ain't no threat to me. But again, I say that depends on who you're dealing with. So you got to make sure, what we say in episode 2, choose your mate wisely.
Yeah, that. Okay.
Absolutely. That is a very,
like a
very, very important thing. It is. It's very important. But, you know, another thing I have, you know, as far as methods by which, you know, you can avoid making your friends feel, you know, neglected is, you know, you can schedule particular things for them. Just say, like, maybe y'all want to do lunch once a week.
Right.
Or, you know, something like that.
And
like,
that's one on my list. Basically, structure your time. Yeah. You know, hey, you know today is girls' night.
Right.
You know that, man.
And then when you there, make it all about that moment. Make it all about y'all. You know, that's y'all time. Don't spend all your time with
phone,
them, texting him and talking about him.
Right. Or her, whatever, y'all.
Right.
Don't do that.
Just make it your time, you know, so that y'all can get together and enjoy each other's company.
Right.
And then they won't, because, you know, your friends will start to resent him.
All she do is talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she do is text on the phone. It will come down to that. I don't like to verbalize it because I am not argumentative, but I will fall back.
Yeah, they do.
That's boring, ladies.
Right, they do. So, you know, try to make sure that, you know, when you do have that weekly get together or weekly lunch or whatever, make sure it ain't all about Bay did this and Bay did that, and guess what Bay did? You know, still try to enjoy each other, what made y'all friends in the first place.
And you know why it's really important? It just goes back to, what was that, episode 2 or 3? Your identity, not losing your identity. You do not.
3.
Well, okay, episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Your head is clouded with only visions of him or her, your mate, your companion. That's not good. You are lost in that person. You have so much to think about that would even strengthen the 2 of you without thinking about that individual all day. It can be internal, but it should never be verbal when you are trying to do other things, when you should be focused on other things, even if it is a fun day. You know?
I think that goes back to all the way to episode 1, loving yourself first.
You know, everything is tied in together, from self-love, okay, from choosing your mate wisely on back to not losing keeping your identity, maintaining your identity.
Right. Because when, you know, at the end of the day, when you are, you know, you confident and you comfortable with who you are as a person, You don't need anybody else to define you.
No.
You know, you already, you know, I just believe that we come together as a couple to make each other better.
Right.
We don't come together for you to make me over.
Right. Absolutely. I have another one. So, say for instance that you have a girlfriend or however it is, your friends, they're the type that they don't like to be at home. They prefer to be at your house. Like you were used to that before you got in the relationship or vice versa. So, basically, know when to sit back. Like, as your friend, if I know your husband is on the way home or your man is on the way home, I'm going to have the decency to go ahead and leave. You know, we've already hung out. So if you tell me, hey, you know, he's on his way, I'm going to go ahead and leave. A lot of people don't do that either. And it's like we have to disagree about the fact that your friends don't know when to go home. You know, and you're like, those my friends. Now, that is not fair.
It's a matter of respect, I think.
Right, definitely.
You know, if y'all living together, definitely, it's a matter of respect. If he just getting off from work, he ain't trying to come home and see your friend.
Right, they need to be, if he's entering, they need to be exiting. And that's for us. The person, y'all need to do that. Respect your mate's privacy. Even if you don't live together, you know, when he comes, she comes, your guests, they leave. If you haven't already informed your mate or companion that we're going to be hanging out tonight. Hey, we having a kickback. That's what's going on. So, yeah, so respect privacy.
I agree with you totally on that one, for sure.
Yeah.
And the last one is definitely honor your plans. You know, if you make plans with your friends, don't come with no last minute cancellation. Bae want to do this and do that. No.
Right.
Let Bae know in the door up front early on. Look, I'm doing this on Saturday.
Yeah.
Don't make no plans because this is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And stick to it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to maintain your loyalty to these people who have been in your life. You know, you got to be mindful, you know, with your friends because, you know, no matter how bad you want to, you know, call him or text him, don't do it because that's y'all time. If you out with them, you know, give them your attention.
Okay, so I agree. In agreement with that, I say that we should talk on the regular, like as friends. So, okay, if we're hanging out, I would rather them text, okay, than to actually be on the phone the whole time. You know, the FaceTime, the documenting where we're at, like, what you doing? Because I can hear it, you know. But when I say talk on the regular, I feel like we also should remember when we wake up, when we get through with our morning routines, taking care of the kids or whomever, whatever, yourself, him, call your girl. Call your friend, whether it's your male friend, if he's okay with that, if you know. But yeah, call your friends or family, like still check in. Right.
Check in.
Hi, good morning. Text them. What's up? What's going on? You know, like don't stop doing it.
Make sure they okay.
Yeah.
A lot of us, you know, we allow people to have control, and you know, I think that all comes from fear. Fear of being alone, fear that they're gonna leave us, they're gonna get mad. Oh, she born
or she this, she choosing them over me, like. No, that would be unhealthy. You would want them to leave anyway. Yeah.
But you know, it's been my experience that, you know, when I stood my ground, I got more respect. You know, when you tend to let people walk all over you, that's just what they gonna do.
Yeah.
They gonna, you know, you see it as you trying to be cool,
right?
And you trying to be accommodating and
trying to be open. Yeah. People love saying that. Be open minded.
They looking at it like, I got this one. She finna do whatever I say, how I say it.
Right.
So
they hate to see my best friends coming because they don't play about me.
Yeah, because they don't want nobody in your ear telling you what makes sense.
Right.
Because they telling you a whole bunch of garbage, and then you gonna have somebody say, "Girl, that don't make a bit of sense." No.
Or sometimes they just don't want the third wheel. They literally want to do everything alone. You know, and that. Even though I understand that because I am, you know, an introvert, I don't want people around. But same time, you know, we still have to overpower that. We have to be around our friends. We must learn to exist as a group.
You do, you really do. But at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, significant others, I'll call them, they come and go. But your friends and your family, hopefully, are forever. Because, you know, like, if you don't end up marrying this person, and then even sometimes when you do, you know, they not guaranteed to be there forever. But you have friends and you got your family who've always had your back, always there for you. And, you know, the worst thing in the world you can do is get to the end of a relationship and realize that this fool made me alienate everybody in my world. So now I'm alone. You know, how you going to feel then? Put yourself in that situation. So, you know, always keep that in mind when you know, you in a relationship and, you know, you trying to win this person's affection. You shouldn't have to work that hard. I feel like if it's meant to be, it's going to flow. It's going to flow smooth and, you know, things going to be all right. You know, trials and tribulations going to come, but that's just the thing we call life.
Right.
But, you know, you still got to keep in perspective. These are people, these friends have been there. Like, I had to straight up tell the guy I was dealing with, this dude been there for me before you was even on the scene.
Right.
Before I ever even met you. And then, you know, I'm sure after you gone, because you going to be gone because you was a fool, he going to still be there. But on the flip side of that, my best friend got with a young lady who was intimidated by me. And I promise you, she ended our friendship. I kept telling him, because I can read females well. I can read females like a book. Most females can. We ain't got to meet them but one time.
I'm a good judge.
Exactly.
Of character.
And the first time I saw her picture, I told him, I said, don't bring her around me. I said, do not bring her around me. But she really wants to meet you, and, you know, she can't wait to meet you. I said, I'm telling you, don't bring the girl around me.
And you weren't saying that from a negative place. You knew she was
she was going to be insecure by the way she looked. She wasn't ugly or anything, but her body wasn't nothing.
Right.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
But you knew you didn't look like a friend.
Exactly.
To her, she to see you as, wow, look at her. She's a bombshell.
Right. So I told him she going to have a problem with our friendship.
Yeah.
And me and him had been friends for years and years, and it really hurt me. It really hurt me because when I was sick, my friend couldn't even be there for me.
And he could have, but he didn't know how to balance.
Right, he didn't know how to balance the two.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't know how to man up and tell this broad, like, look here, if you don't like the way your body look, go to the gym, go get some liposuction, do something.
Right,
but that's my friend.
Right.
You know,
my BFF.
Right.
Forever.
But you know, it just it really hurt me because I missed my friend.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been years now. I think I haven't seen my friend since 2015. And this was a guy who was like my brother.
Wow.
I mean, all my family knew him. He was at all the family functions. And, you know, we never, ever had anything more than a genuine friendship. If I had a flat somewhere, he going to travel across town to come and help me. You know, so I think this is a really, really important element of a relationship. And we as people, we really need to... You know, we need to be aware of that.
Yeah, we do. I can relate. Since it seems that we're in that phase of relating to the subject. I was closed in. I was in, you know, something for 3 years, and I knew I ended up telling, you know, my friends. I would get so stressed out that I would tell my friends what's going on with us, and then eventually they didn't like him. So that put me in a place where I couldn't bring my friends around him, so I had to choose on holidays who I'm going to deal with, my friends or my companion. But the thing, what brought me out of that, I have best friends that will come and get me. Best friends that will call and demand and actually put me on blast. And that's what we need to do for each other, woman to woman. When you do notice that your sister has lost herself in her relationship, and she's choosing to, you know, put that first all the time, you have to bring that to her attention. Rescue her.
You do.
Like y'all have rescued me. Yeah, definitely. I know how to balance.
And women, we got to be woman enough to accept constructive criticism. Yeah. This is coming from a place of love. It's not coming from a place of haterism. We ain't hating on you. We don't want you not to be in a relationship. We want you to be in the right relationship. You know, we not trying to come at you because, like, we ain't got no man, we don't want you to have one. You know, and that'd be the first thing women think.
No, and if you want to be able to take constructive criticism positively, you can just think what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if you don't like what I said, take it in, absorb it, get the good things out of it, and then move forward. Because we're gonna be truthful with each other. We're not gonna allow each other to fail.
We do need to do that. That will help us strengthen one another as women. So we're going to move on to our next segment of the show, and Shall Be True going to take y'all on into that.
Okay, it's time for Mind, Body, and Soul. This week, we're talking about some, we're going to start talking about depression, different types of it. We cannot cover it all because there are so many things that cause this feeling. Or this sickness, but we cannot cover it in one show. We're going to break it down most likely every week because every week someone is maybe dying from it, suicidal, or just simply feel that that's what's going on. So today I would like to define, and this is for your mental, your mind, I would like to define depression. It's a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think and how you act. It causes you to be sad. It causes you to lose interest in activities that you once enjoyed. You could lose weight, gain weight, but not in a healthy way, like without dieting. Like it's because maybe you don't want to eat, or all you may do is eat. You may feel worthless. You may feel guilt. And that definition comes from wikipedia.org. But in my own experience, feeling depressed and actually going to see your doctor for this
it's an illness.
Right.
It's actually a mental illness, yes. Depression.
Right, for this, it's a word, diagnosis. That's the word I was looking for. Going to see your doctor for it is two different things. And so I'm going to speak on the feeling because I have not been diagnosed for this. It comes from maybe it could be anything that you don't like going on in your life, especially when you feel like you've reached a plateau in your life that can have you in that state. You could have been cheated on, a breakup, anything. And I guess when we're talking about relationships, so just maybe dealing with a breakup. Have you experienced any depression ever?
I've experienced it through loss.
Okay.
Not so much as through a relationship, but through loss of loved ones.
Okay, now and that's another area of depression. And I also read that that's bereavement, that's grief versus depression. It's a totally different.
Well, I was totally depressed.
No, and not that you weren't, but it's a totally different.
It's a different.
This is the because that's a reason to be depressed versus us feeling depressed because of something like I didn't get paid, my check was short, things like that, or I caught somebody cheating versus a death. But I'm not saying it's irrelevant at all. It's
a great disappointment. Okay. It's a feeling of it makes you question yourself, like what's wrong with me? Why is this happening to me?
Right.
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah. Okay. So when dealing with depression, some of the signs, as I already mentioned, you don't want to do anything. You lose interest in things that you have enjoyed, or you're not dieting right. So what can you do to deal with depression? Okay, so I'll go back to that, but another form of it, I'm thinking about women that are having children, and you have someone at home who doesn't understand what you're going through. Postpartum depression. It's suffered by a mother following childbirth, typically arising from the combination of hormonal changes, the adjustments to fatigue and motherhood, meaning life as a new mother. And I got that definition from dictionary.com. But postpartum, most women, their body is changing. They may not feel sexy. They're trying to adjust to their child and their schedule. And a lot of men, or in a relationship, they didn't go through that. Their body just didn't go through those changes. And so they tend to forget about you. And when you're in that depression, I need you to remember how amazing you were, or how amazing you are, and what you just did. You just gave life, and it may not be easy to manage, but I need men, and not just men, but the children that are in the household, if you're able to, anybody in the house,
the family in the house, everybody.
Please be very supportive of these individuals. Also be supportive of the individuals who are dealing with a day-to-day depression. Try to see if they are okay. When you notice this, you notice when someone is depressed based on how they dress. Oh, now they're not getting up, and like if you didn't get up and get dressed, or like do your hair or your makeup, I would know that you're dealing with depression. So it's some ways that you can actually beat this. Number one is going to see a doctor or a psychiatrist.
Well, a psychiatrist is a medical doctor.
Okay.
He can write prescriptions. A psychologist is a doctor as well, but he has a doctoral degree. He's not a medical doctor. Now, the psychologist will use like holistic health type of healing, counseling. He's more like a life coach, whereas the psychiatrist is an actual MD. He went to school. He studied the brain, the mind, mental illness. So he can give you some medicine to take the edge off or whatever, mellow you out.
Speaking of medicine, so when it comes down to that, I also want you to, if you're not able to go seek help, I need you to learn to self-medicate. Okay, and that is way more permanent than any medication that can be prescribed to you when you're battling depression, especially if you haven't been diagnosed with the sickness. You just feel you are, and that basically is going to take me to my next. Once I tell you some tips on how to deal with that depression, it will take me to your body, which is dealing with premenstrual syndrome. That's PMS in ladies. That's another depressing feeling I'll get to. So basically, one way to deal with it, or many ways to, do not stay where the depression lives. Meaning, don't stay in the bed all day. Don't stay in the house all day. At least go take a walk. At least get up and shower, change your clothes, get dressed. Try to have breakfast, drink some water. Still live like you have to live.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. You have to. If there's nobody else that can help you, you gotta help yourself. Whether, like she said, I mean, it could be something as small as, taking a shower and getting, some clean clothes on, fixing yourself up. Just go for a walk. That don't cost you nothing. Listen to some music, some upbeat tempo music. Dance in the mirror.
Right.
Do some things to try to lift yourself up. You can't let it consume you. You got to find ways to soothe your mind and your body, If you got games that you like to play, play your games, anything like that.
And that was one thing on my list. Begin to read books or just read articles or whatever, play trivia.
Let that take you away.
Right, absolutely, because it will, and then you look up and you'll be asleep. Like, you do want to live your day, deal with and I mentioned this last time with, maintaining your identity. Don't forget about your kids when you're sad. You could be sad all day, but you have to be happy for them. And then your energy will bounce off of them back to you. So
because they looking up to you,
right.
You their hero.
Right. Don't go in your room and go to sleep on everyone. Don't do that. Also, when you said some music, if you're sad about a breakup, depressed about a breakup, don't listen to love music. Okay, listen to some house music.
Don't
clean
listen
up.
To love, don't live here no more.
Don't listen to that because you're gonna be crying and thinking about this person. Okay. Another thing is to redefine you. Rather it is you need to fast and sacrifice. I don't know. People are. Fasting, cleansing, whatever you need to do, meditate, pray, do something. Like just continue to tap into some state of I want to say a personal, peaceful state. Try to, rather it be listen to some soft music, like I mentioned in our was that the first one, Self-Love, where I was having sleep issues and I began to listen to the calming, relaxing sounds.
They actually sell that stuff on Amazon. You could go to YouTube and listen to it.
I do. That's where I get mine from, unlimited. That's the depression part. Depression part for now. And so depression, mind, that's for your mental. How does that tie into your body? Lately, over the last few months, my PMS levels have been extreme, and I have let them get to me, where things that usually wouldn't bother me have. And so PMSing, it usually occurs in the week or two before your actual menstrual cycle. It's normal, but I need everyone to recognize that this is not depression, okay? This is just their
hormonal
symptoms,
changes.
Right? Hormonal changes. And once you realize, hey, my breasts are sore, or this, like once you realize you have one or two symptoms, maybe some acne or something, know that your attitude and your mood is the same thing. I encourage that you are not bothered by this, but that you are actually excited about the cleanse that your body is experiencing, because that is what your menstrual cycle pretty much is doing. You are still healthy. You are still able to have children at that point. I encourage that you find some very comfortable feminine hygiene products. Like just treat yourself right. Eat a balanced diet when you're experiencing that PMS, and that will... and I just wanted to put that out there for everyone, because I cry during my PMS time or whatever, and I swear I'm depressed, and then I realized 2 days later that I was PMSing. So I definitely want y'all to, and y'all should read about it, okay? You can just get on Google. You can put anything in a Google search engine.
Get to know your body.
Yeah,
get to know these things that you're experiencing. Because a lot of times, a lot of women don't know what it is that they're experiencing.
They don't. Yeah, when you PMS, your common symptoms are acne, tender breasts, bloating, you feel tired, you're irritated, and you have many, many mood changes. So yeah, we need to, okay, so that's, we covered mind, that's for your body, and for your soul, let me see, excuse me, right quick, okay, so I was just speaking on meditating a minute ago, but I don't want people to do it by the book. The reason why, I tried to meditate one day, and I had to keep Googling what the steps were, okay? I feel that meditation it's you getting into that place of peace, or that place of whatever you're going to do, sacrifice, release, whatever that may be, and this is not by the book. Like, you don't have to read a book to know how to light a candle and disappear into your mental and sort out your thoughts. Right. Or, like ignore things, or just get yourself into that secluded place. So that's something that I...
Because everything don't work for everybody.
No.
What worked for you might not work for me.
Right.
I mean, years and years ago, a girlfriend of mine, she used to burn sage, and I burned sage, and it just was a funny smelling smoke all through my house, and it irritated my soul.
That's funny.
It did, because I was like, she was like, oh, this really soothes me, and it just gives me a sense of peace and calm, and it irritated my soul. Right. But first of all, I didn't want all that damn smoke in my house. Right. Second of all, it was a funny smell, and I have a real problem with smells. I got OCD. I already told y'all. Yeah. So I'm like, this crazy food got me. This ain't for me.
I burned the sage, and it didn't come from a spiritual place. I actually saw it on a paranormal show.
Mine did.
So I was like, okay.
She sent me to the place she goes.
I burned, but I definitely get it. Okay. I still was like, okay, it is quite smoky in here.
Yeah.
And that's why different strokes for different folks, not by the book. Meditate, get to this place of peace, or you can pray, whatever. You need to purify and cleanse, though, your body, your mind in some type of way. And then always challenge yourself to grow mentally, physically, and spiritually. So rather you can keep a journal, a diary, or whatever you want to call it, a log, video log, blog, whatever. Look at it every week. What were you going through last week that you weren't going through this week? Like, you have to continue to purify that soul. And then don't say we're at a level of where we want to be pure, but you continue to move the same way. You got when you cleanse, you cleanse. You got
don't
to get
talk
rid
about
of
it. You got to be about it.
Be about it, right? So
and you said something too about spiritual. Don't feel like you have to do what everyone else does. Don't feel like you gotta believe everything that you've always heard just because that's what you've always heard. Have enough courage to research, read things for yourself. That thing called Google is something phenomenal.
It really is. 'Cause that's all I do is, all you have to do is just type in 3 letters of the word.
Any question you want to know, anything you want to ask, so because everything that works for everybody else, a lot of people always, that's the first thing they want to tell you to do. No, don't worry about it. Just give it to the Lord.
That can be confusing.
You've got to do what works for you.
Right.
Find that thing that works for you. Mm-hmm. If listening to that soft music, that calming music, the water waves or whatever, if that works for you, use that.
Right, and and I try things. So people tell me things, and then I try them. So you can, you don't knock it till you try it type of attitude. Have that, but still try something. So overall, to recap everything we just spoke about for the mind, the body, and the soul when it comes to depression. One thing I forgot to say, we can also go on cheap outings. Okay, everything doesn't cost the same amount as it would cost to travel to France because your friend went to France. Now you feel unaccomplished. No, just go out. Whatever you spend your hard-earned dollars on, you can go out. It's the same value. Trust me. I mean, it's not the same experience, but it's definitely something that uplifts you.
You can go down on Michigan Avenue, get you a hotel room down on the Mag Mile. Go in the Marriott or something like that. Go in one of the nicer hotels and just spend you a weekend there alone.
Right.
Just to find your peace. Go to a spa.
Right.
You don't have to. Everybody ain't the same.
Yeah.
And nobody's expecting you to be the same as them.
Right.
And do not judge yourself based upon what other people are doing.
Right. So, and that's probably another reason why a lot of people are depressed, doing things like that. So, we have the regular level of depression, which we definitely want to try to prevent by living, remembering you, getting out there, or just simply getting up. To all my women who are experiencing postpartum depression, recognize that you have that, and then seek help, or just let your family know what you're going through at that time, or your friends, and then they can keep you uplifted, I'm sure, because I know I would. If I know you're going through something, I'm going to make sure I do what I can to help you. So reach out, don't hold that in.
Yeah, you might have one good cousin or one good auntie.
Somebody.
I got a real cool auntie named Auntie Marie. Auntie Marie is cool in the game.
Yeah,
cool in the game. She is. I could talk to her about anything.
Yeah.
So, you might have that one person in your life that's not judgmental, but's going to always have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And, they'll listen to you because they care about you. Reach out to them, but, don't sit and try to deal with it by yourself.
Yeah, and even if, say you don't have friends and family, those nurses that you were in tune with, or, like anybody, counselors, you can still reach out to those people, I'm sure. And there's free help out there, counselors or things like that. I mean, free help out there. You just have to research it. When you're on your phone, look it up. Continue to research you.
And you can always call us at Woman to Woman. I'm going to give y'all the number a little bit in a few minutes, but
yeah, call,
you can always email,
Facebook, Instagram. I definitely, 24 hours for me. I don't mind. I will wake up and respond to a text because I know what it is to feel like you're alone. Although my friends, they don't leave me alone, you still can feel like you're alone because maybe you're looking for something outside of your normal.
Right.
So we understand that too.
For sure.
Yeah. Yep. So in a nutshell, for today, relating on all the issues, call your friends and respect your relationship when trying to maintain friendships while in a relationship.
Yeah. And just know that it can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done, and just try to make sure you recognize the signs. If you meet somebody and y'all jam together, y'all vibing, just watch all the signs because they're always there. We as women, a lot of the time, I don't know if guys do it, but I know I'm speaking from a women's perspective. I'm a woman. So I know a lot of time we see things and we choose to ignore it. We gonna overlook things that we see that are so apparent, for the greater good we feel. We feel like, well, you know, he tweak it a little bit, but I'm gonna overlook that.
Right, he insecure, but you know, if he crazy over me, it's okay. Like,
it's
man,
okay.
But I want to be free within my relationship.
Don't start making excuses. Yeah. Don't start making it all right. Our name ain't Carl Thomas. We ain't making it all right.
No, we're not.
You know, recognize it. Yeah. If you see it, if it look like a duck and quack like a duck, it's a duck.
Duck is delicious. I currently only eat seafood. Yes, but
you had some lately.
Yeah, that's a sidebar. I promise you, right
we
quick.
We had some for Thanksgiving.
I did a long time ago.
Delicious.
I was a teenager. I know it's so delicious. It's
moist,
dark meat, right?
Yes, but it's moist and delicious.
Okay.
My mom makes some at Thanksgiving. We enjoy
It's expensive for those that are not used to buying a duck. Because I came in the kitchen. I'm like, Granny, why is the turkey so small? I just thought maybe she was financially challenged that year. It was a duck.
But you know, that's a great alternative to people who don't eat turkey, though. Because turkey tends to be dry, you know, sometimes.
Duck is delicious.
It is. It really is. And it makes a really good dressing.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and she had it in the dressing. You know, as I said, I only eat seafood right now. But, oh, my God. I don't know.
Now, see, she done got me hungry.
Where did the duck thing come from?
That's you over there talking about food. No, I'm hungry.
Oh, because you said it quacks like a duck. I'm like, man, duck was delicious.
Yeah, but for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, I want you guys to remember you can and you should maintain your friendships when you get in a relationship. And just know that if he's the right one for you, he will be encouraging you to do that. He'll be easy to get along with, and he'll be happy to meet your friends and family. He'll want to get to know everything about you if he truly into you.
Right, and if he or she doesn't, you can make that choice to be held captive to your relationship. That's up to you. Or you can move forward from it and, choose to maintain a relationship with your family and friends.
We hope that captive. You do. Yeah, we hope that you do the right thing and the right thing for you.
Right.
You know, that's what we all about at Woman to Woman. We want you to be happy. You know, and it's not hard. People make it hard. This thing called life, it ain't hard. People make it hard. Yeah. You know, you do what you need to do and keep moving ahead. And I promise you, it can be done. It can be done. I just felt like we really needed to do this show today because we've been dealing with some type of issues like that. I know that I was thinking about my old best friend, and I was really wishing that I could see him and everything. But you know, I'm the kind of person, I let sleeping dogs lay.
I do, because if you don't, that hurts, and then if you think about it more and more, either you're gonna feel sad about it, or you may get angry, and then that will build a resentment. Like, why aren't you messing with me? What's wrong with me? Right. What I do to you? You know. So yeah.
I already knew when the girl got out the car and she looked at me, her mouth fell open, and I was like, uh-oh.
You like, hey, now you know.
I told you, and you know, I didn't know they were coming. He called me when they were like around the corner. I was outside watering my grass.
So he was nervous too because he knew, but you hadn't warned him.
I had told him already, but you know, I was outside watering my grass, and he's like, I'm going to bring the dogs over to play with your dog right quick. And I'm like, I got my Miss Parker shorts on. I'm watering this grass.
These legs out, these feet done.
That girl got out that car, and she looked like, oh.
That's her? What did you
expect?
Her. What did you expect? Big Mama's house? No.
But it was just, I just knew. I could tell by the look at her eyes, like, okay. All right. But in conclusion, everybody, we're getting ready to wrap up episode 4 of Woman to Woman. And as you all know, or maybe you don't know, we are a part of NMG Network, a division of NMG Enterprises, LLC. And you can listen to our show every Wednesday on SoundCloud. Other streaming platforms are coming soon. And if you have any questions or topics that you want us to cover or discuss on air, you can feel free to email us at womanto773@gmail.com. And you can also text or call us at 1-872-307-3828. and just say that your comment is from woman to woman. You got any final thoughts, True?
Well, I've already said them. I shall be true, and I hope today's show is beneficial to you. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening to our show.
Yes, and I wish you all health, happiness, and abundance. Until our next episode, take care and be safe out there.